What's good, Moto fam? JD here, and I have both Daves with me right now. I got Drake and Pulley. What's going on,
What's up,
fellas?
man?
What's going
So,
on?
so full transparency, guys. Like, I want to be completely honest with you. Everybody who's watching this vid, we probably averted like a 15 car pile up by doing the vid now because, like, not that long ago, Pulley was trying to do this like in the car, and he had his mustached friend with him trying to make this work, and it was super sketchy. So we saved probably some lives by doing it now. It's late,
Most
but
definitely.
both days still stayed up to get the job done, which I totally appreciate, fellas. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no worries, man. Always pumped to talk to you guys.
Well, so the big thing we wanted to do, Drake and I both, Pulleys, we wanted to kind of get an update from you. A1's in the books. We wanted to get, just kind of some feedback on what you thought about the round and, kind of a recap of what happened for you over the weekend and then what you got going into St. Louis because you're en route. Like you're literally en route. I won't even tell people where you stopped off at. You can tell them if you want to tell them, but
Oh
you
yeah,
stopped, you're along the way. And so if you can, man, just, bring us up to speed. Let us know what's going on.
yeah. So Anaheim didn't go as planned. We had some pole shot device malfunctions our first two practices that really deterred me from getting any laps in. Uh, it was my mechanic's first pole shot device install, and just a slight error in the like holes being drilled centered and getting inset enough to be flush with the plastic. And
Mm.
he thought he had it fixed after free practice, and we went in the first time, and uh, whole shot device never unlocked. And when it would unlock, it would just lock back in as soon as I landed from a jump. So I had no front suspension.
Oh,
So it
wow.
was kind of frustrating day, but last session we got it fixed and handled, and I went out and did the best I could. The track was the roughest it was of the day, and had to try and
Okay.
just get lines and get jumps down with that being really my only time on the track. And it went okay, just didn't get to where I wanted to be. So we're now we're going into the weekend bike style, no more whole shot device issues, which by the way wasn't whole shot device like malfunction necessarily from the device. It was just an error on the install from my mechanic. So human error. So yeah, that's basically the weekend didn't go as planned, but we're gonna turn it around this weekend in St. Louis. I'm in Gallup, New Mexico right now, driving up with my buddy Josh Greco. So we made a stop to get this interview with you guys and give the fans a quick update.
Nice,
He
man.
I was
That's
gonna say he
awesome.
was with us for just a sec. Then he's like, "I'm leaving to get food," and
Yeah.
so we probably won't see him again. But he tried keeping us busy while you were running to grab the earbuds.
Oh yeah,
So Dave, you mentioned you had that whole shot device install issue. So Supercross can be super just mind gamey and very mental anyway. What sort of a setback did that kind of give you even farther, knowing that not only are you it's A1, the nerves already going. Bike setups relatively new where you're getting used to it. The tracks beat up, and you have the whole shot device issue. Like, walk us through a little bit of like what that kind of did mentally, and like how you have to overcome some of that stuff as a pro rider. Because
yeah. I
as an
mean,
amateur, that would freak me out. Period. Just being an A1, throw in a whole shot device issue, I just break like an egg, man.
Yeah.
yeah, man. It was definitely stressful. It's actually really scary to like ride a track with your front suspension locked down. It's like
Yeah.
having no suspension at all. So, and the first time I noticed it, I was coming into the whoops, and I kind of went to get on top, and the front end just like pulled away from me and went a way I wasn't expecting, and I was like, "That's not supposed to happen," and pulled in and realized that was sticking, and it's really definitely mentally tough because I had to go into that last time practice just being confident that it was going to work and not really thinking too much and having to go out there and pull the trigger on jumps and rhythms right off the bat when they're not the smoothest and not the easiest to navigate. But it's definitely just kind of got to push it out of your head and focus forward, and that's the best way to get around it. But
So this,
yeah, I would say it was pretty tough mentally, to be honest, because I struggled in that last practice a little bit just because I was pushing myself so much to try to pull the trigger on stuff faster than normal with not really getting any laps. Like first time practice, we pulled the fort guard off and there was a minute left. So I got one timer on the track and the only thing I jumped really was the finish line. So I went into my final time practice with one jump down and had to get everything figured out. So I got a little stressed out with that, and kind of made me ride a little tighter and hold my breath. So I had to really try to focus on being smooth and just flowing and getting laps in. But just when it came down to it, I just ran out of time to get comfortable having 10 minutes on the track.
yeah. So going into St. Louis, I mean, there's definitely, it's almost like St. Louis is your first round coming up.
Yeah.
You know, taking that and moving now into some new dirt, new space. Tell me kind of like mentally where you think you'll make the most changes at, because it is going to be really the first time kind of on the track.
Oh yeah. So mentally, I'm really putting A1 just behind me and not really focusing or thinking about anything with that, and focusing on going out and just putting consistent laps in. And I'm not trying to do anything like do a few fast laps and take a rest lap. I just want to put consistent laps in every single practice and get comfortable, and the heaters will come with that. Just the biggest thing is putting those laps in and getting in the flow with the track.
So what kind of, I mean, obviously there's going to be some adjustments. Is there going to be anything kind of big or really notable that you guys are going to be changing up with the bike, or you're just kind of playing it by ear?
It all depends on how the dirt is. If it's real soft, we'll make a few changes, maybe soften suspension a little bit for the ruts and whatnot. But for the most part, we're going to start with the base settings and then just go from there, see how it feels in practice. And from free practice, I'll be able to figure out what I feel like I need and make those changes for first time. So if we have any issues with it, we can get them figured out in that session.
Oh. So I know you're a Cali guy, Dave. Like, do you care if you're on a West Coast versus East Coast track? I mean, I feel like you're pretty adaptable, but do you have a preference either way, whether it's a hard pack Cali type track or like a East Coast, I guess, quote unquote, where you have something that's a little softer, like an Indy or St. Louis?
Personally, I like East Coast a little bit more, even though I'm from the West Coast. I like ruts. I like more technical, just technical tracks have always been my where I shine at. So I really like the technical aspect of the ruts and bigger whoops and just something that can set people apart from everyone being so close.
Cool.
It's a lot harder to pull the trigger on a big rhythm when it's all rutted out than it is when everyone can do the same thing.
You're not lying.
So is it just the two of you guys this weekend, or you got a big group coming into town? What you got?
Just me and Josh. We have some local fans I know that are going to be there, but it's just going to be me and him set up together in the pits this weekend.
Nice. There's because I know we may see you on Friday, but for sure we'll see you on Saturday. And so it'll be good to get some feedback from you after the actual track walk, what you're thinking, about the track during that time. And so, I mean, I know you'll do a really good job, kind of just updating everybody with your device or whatnot. But it'll be cool just for both of you to kind of just sit and chat for a minute and tell us, what you're thinking.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll definitely do some updates on Friday and Saturday, and hopefully we may be doing press Friday morning. If I get in for that, I'll even have
Awesome.
some race press day updates for you guys and some videos.
Dave and I were talking earlier, and there's a few riders who they headed to Germany. They're somewhere else. There were some injuries. There's some people who are out, and word is this is the one to maybe the pack's not as thick, and making the main is going to be way less work than what it could have been. And so it's
Yeah.
it's going to be fun to watch you make a really, really good run at some good times this weekend, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it, and there's definitely a higher chance today of putting in the main, and that's what we're here to do. So that's what I'm gonna go out there and try to do.
Nice. Awesome. Definitely the weekend to do it, man. I know you got the talent on you, so it's definitely time to shine this weekend for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So I don't know if anybody if they caught it, but you are in Gallup, New Mexico, and you are en route. And hey, man, I appreciate you stopping because there's not a whole lot of options. Like we were saying, you got a couple hours before you get to Albuquerque, about 2.5. I will drop a pin for you and tell you where that street taco place is at if you want to stop off along the way. And then, I think Dave, he said he leaves tomorrow, and I'm gonna no, he leaves on Friday. I'm gonna leave
Friday. Yep.
tomorrow later in the day. So travel safe, man. You got look out for especially that space in between where you're at and like Amarillo. There's still a lot of animal out on the road, man. They're through 40, so be safe. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
we'll talk to you on Friday, if not Saturday morning for sure, dude.
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, fellas.
Killer, man. All right,
All
Dave.
right.
Yeah, drive safe, man. Don't let Greco get too crazy out there.
Yeah, we'll keep them under control.
All right, nice.